finally made it to the end of Marvel Week. What better way to celebrate it than with the Avengers? In the Avengers, S.H.I.E.L.D. is looking into what makes the Tesseract tick. Then in comes Loki, who's come to Earth to rule the world. He takes the Tesseract and a couple of S.H.I.E.L.D. operatives who are now under his control, while Nick Fury calls in for the Justice League, the Avengers. Our team consists of Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, Black Widow, played by Scarlett Johansson, and Bruce Banner, now played by Mark Ruffalo. There's also Hawkeye, played by Jeremy Renner, who is currently under Loki's control, and the S.H.I.E.L.D. agents Coulson, played by Clark Gregg, and Maria Hill, played by Kobe Smulders. That's right, Robin from How I Met Your Mother. Can we just pretend that Ted was also a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent and that he met Robin on the helicarrier during the movie? No? Fine. The Nerd King Joss Whedon directed this film, and it really shows. His characters are fully fleshed out, the story is precise and easy to follow, and there is a ton of humor. No joke. A lot of the movie feels like a comedy, which also happens to have tons of action thrown in. I've talked about 3 of the main Avengers in the previous reviews, so I don't think I have a lot more to say about Downey, Evans, and Hemsworth. I will talk about Johansson, Renner, Ruffalo, and a bit more about Hiddleston, however. Johansson had already appeared in that piece of trash that people call Iron Man 2, and Renner briefly showed up in the movie Thor. Johansson's Black Widow is an extremely well-written character. She's the first Avenger that we meet in the movie, and we see that she's tough, feisty, and smart. I love how she has this kind of stoic expression on her face. I do not mean that as an insult at all. I'll rephrase that. What I mean is that you don't really see her get that intimidated all that much. When the general is threatening her, she looks at him like he's just some small kid trying to act tough. It's like she's above it all. The only time she really loses her composure is when she's with Banner, which is a good time for her to freak out because, look at the guy. They hinted that she has this very dark and mysterious past, and I would love to see Marvel explore this character's backstory even further. Well. But he's a bit underused. To see a Black Widow movie. The reasoning is because he's under mind control, so that's why we don't see him all that much. He reminds me very much like a soldier. He follows orders, acts intimidating, and has some very cool action scenes. Hawkeye has quite a few cool moments, specifically at the end, but I really do wish they used him a bit more. Hiddleston is unfrickin' believable as Loki. He's pretty much the most entertaining character in the film. Or maybe it's Downey. Tell you what, we'll call it a tie. Loki is practically chewing on the scenery with all of his evilness. Every time he's on screen, you immediately draw your attention to him. Out of all the villains in the Marvel films, I think it's very safe to say that Loki is the best. We now come to Mark Ruffalo as Bruce Banner. Originally, Edward Norton was to come back to play the character, but Marvel let Norton go because they believed that he was not the best representation of the character. I don't know, I think that might have been a little snobbish on Marvel's part. The whole situation is kind of complicated and has been kept in the dark. Ruffalo is then cast, and I have to be honest, I think Ruffalo is by far the best actor to play Bruce Banner. What do I like about him? Well, this may sound simple, but I love how shy he acts. He speaks in a very quiet voice, stands hunched over as if he's unsure of himself or the situation that he's in, and there are many small details to him that perfectly shows his character. When he's on the helicarrier for the first time, he starts to head towards the exit, only to run into a couple of security guards. After seeing them, he calmly turns around and walks away. It's almost instinctive to him now. He just has to stay away from law enforcement. I mentioned before that I had a hard time believing that Norton was this brilliant scientist, but with Ruffalo, I could buy it. He delivers his lines in such a confident and natural way that you can't help but feel like you're listening to an actual scientist who knows what he's talking about. Ruffalo has it all, the brilliant mind, the tortured soul, and the timid nature. Ruffalo wins. The humor is outstanding in this film. Walking into the theater to see this movie, I wasn't expecting this to be a really good comedy. The characters play off of everyone else's personalities. Jokes and references may fly off of Thor and Captain America's heads. Tony Stark will try to get a reaction out of Bruce Banner, and so on. One of my favorite jokes is when Nick Fury is referring to the mind-controlled S.H.I.E.L.D. agents as flying monkeys. Captain America immediately shouts out that he understands the reference. He's just so happy that someone has mentioned something that he has knowledge of, and is so excited to be the first one to get the joke. Hulk has a lot of good moments as well. The best moment is during the fight in New York, when Loki's giving his typical speech, and then Hulk picks him up and beats the living crud out of him. Each time I saw that in the theater, everyone laughed. In fact, one of the times I saw it, people applauded. It was that awesome. I can talk about this film for another 30 minutes, but I'll quickly say that the action is some of the best I've ever seen in a superhero movie. Heroes get a good amount of screen time fighting, and the camera follows them without shaking around like a shivering cold man is behind it. Everyone has their own unique moves and weapons, adding many creative possibilities as to how they're going to take down the baddies. The film ends with the heroes defeating Loki, Stan Lee appears as a skeptical citizen on the news, and the Avengers go their separate ways. Then we have a post-credit scene in which we discover someone else was pulling Loki's strings. The villain turns to the camera and it is revealed to be Thanos. Who is Thanos? Go see Guardians of the Galaxy and find out. I think the Avengers lived up to everyone's expectations. It has clever dialogue, great characters, impressive action scenes, and a story that is not too hard to follow. It's amazing that this actually worked. Years of planning and gambling paid off, and Marvel finally unleashed the Avengers upon the big screen. Was it the best Marvel movie? Debatable, but I can safely say that this is one of the most entertaining and well-developed comic book movies ever made.
And that's Marvel Week. I hope you all have enjoyed it, and I guess there's only one other way to celebrate this. I'm gonna go get some shawarma. What the heck?
Finally, I am back on Earth. Now I can act my revenge upon Captain America and all those who mock my villainy. You, O.M.M, you consider me a joke?
No. Well, yes, but you're an amusing joke.
Fool, I am no joke. Listen to my new and original plan. I shall conquer the world.
Yeah, I've never heard that one before.
Exactly. Now I would love to taught you some more, but unfortunately I have a tight schedule. Labor full. What? Oh!
Did you just murder him?
Yeah. Do you know how long I've been wanting to do that? Hey. Do you want to get shawarma?
Yeah.
Good. Because you're paying.
Oh well, I guess I'm gonna get shawarma anyway. Thanks for checking out Marvel Week, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for next summer, so we'll have another theme week. Until then, this is O.M.M signing out.